still do it. Like, people don't understand the level of time I've spent to be in tune. You get what I mean? And then they fuck it up and they want to blame me for that lack of attunement. But instead of saying I might be the problem, it becomes you have to be the problem. You get what I'm saying? Every conversation, we done talked about this before. Every conversation, yeah, they ain't doing much over there. You know what's funny? Your growth is so small compared to what God has for you because you refuse to get out the way. It's insane, right? Like, literally, what God has for you, what you take from it is so small because you refuse to move. I can look back at people who should be so much more blessed than they are, so talented, and watch them miss it because of pride, arrogance, ego, darkness, right? And I'm just like, yeah. I turned 40, I was just like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stop trying to save people from themselves, right? I'm genuinely done. I'm done explaining. I'm done trying to help you. I'm gonna push the message forward and let's go with it. The Adair thing just brought it up a little bit for me because of the simple fact that I get tired of watching people misguided from teachers who don't do the work to be gurus, wisdom, be wise. How about that? Wise. Mm-hmm. They don't do the work to be wise. Their knowledge is pretty good.
Walking it out.
But it's the experience that comes with it, big dog. Like, I would love to see a yoga teacher who comes from an urban, suburban, or a suburban space who talks on what it's like to be a mother and talks about what it's like to be in space and not feel like they belong and also go to other spaces and not belong. I would love to hear those tales and those journeys. It's not about where you come from. Mm-hmm. It's about what you do with it, right? If it's always about, what's the word I'm looking for? If it's always about the mask you want to wear, then I really don't care, right? Like, I don't personally care. Oh, you wear a mask, that's cool, that's your business. But don't ask me to put one on though. You get what I mean? Yeah, everybody wears masks. That's not true. I don't wear a mask. Yeah, no, everybody does. They're different. You lying to people. See, now you lying. And now that's where you usually see me get like irate about it a little bit. I'm like, okay, now you lying. So everyone has to wear a mask. Well, no, but the world's full of tumultuous things and you should wear a mask to protect yourself. Nah, wearing a mask protects you from nothing. You can't even wear that mask in the cold and protect your face. You a lie. There's nothing about that mask that protects anybody. And so every time you spread a lie, you do that to somebody. You cause them to see what's not true. That's why I'm so big on the truth. If more people saw that, then they would understand the world and live in the way that God intended them to have. But instead of listening to me, they'll blame me and then come back in years and say I was right, and I hate it. That I had to get used to. That was something that was hard for me. I just want to bring them all together. That was my whole thing for a long time. Hell no. I'm 40, bruh. My time is limited. I don't give a fuck if you mess up and it's outside of it. Nope. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Right? Sorry, it was ranted for like 20 minutes.
Nah, I think that was, that was necessary. At least for me, like I have a similar bend, and I think that's it's good to hear from that perspective because it's good to hear that you had a similar mindset that's changed. You know, like I think that's happened for me too, where I want to help everyone, everyone I run into. And then my mindset has changed. And sometimes the best way to help someone is to not engage,
Yeah, well, it's truth. Right?
Yeah.
If my truth, if we come across each other and my truth is this way, but you ask me to go this way, that's where we don't do anything. Right? Like, that's what it is. And I don't have to fight you hard to tell you that. See, my thing was like, I'd be like, no, let me pull you back to the path, right? Because I see what I can see what God wants me to do this, right? It's gonna be, fuck it, I'm gonna just say it. It was like when LJ was supposed to be born, right? Like watching how Ashley chose to approach it versus how I chose to approach it. I chose to approach it from a place of faith, right? And Ashley chose to approach it from a place of purpose. She tried to make it happen. I just said, I got that, it's going to happen, right? And when that was happening, again, to me, that's still walking the path. See, and this is the way I look at it, it was Ashley knowing that the path was there and then doing this shit, trying to force that will, right? But I feel like surrender is the only way for it to manifest. And most people don't want to do that. Like, they'd rather try to force it, right? So when I would try to pull people back to the path, I'm forcing it. That's why it never works. Why wouldn't I let you walk away? Man, I can't see how I'm gonna make this work. Damn, that's fucked up, moving forward. Like, that's, again, I don't have to reach across and try to make it, hey, let me sit you down. I've learned if I want it worse than you do, nah, I'm good, right? Like, genuinely, no hate, no malice against you, just, I'm good. I don't need to keep doing that, right? Which is, I think, the truth that comes in. Now, I feel like the current chapter for me is like pulling y'all in a way that's different. Like, I'm saying, why am I focused on people who ain't here? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's how I had to look at it. Like, if you ain't here, then you ain't here for it. Like, the guys coming in the morning, the one I'm pulling on the most is fucking Garth right now, right? And why am I pulling on Garth the most? Because I'm watching him fall in and out of being in purpose all the time, right? He knows he should do better. He understands he should do better. But then we'll have moments like Christmas where you will see there will be moments where it's like, okay, I'm a little in line, and then he does something and it just shoots him on the wrong way, right? And then when it shoots him the wrong way, the funny part is he's loved so much that we're just like, nah, it's wrong, but at the same time, we still love you. He hasn't had that. So if you didn't know, I don't know if that was the day or not, but his mother passed very close around this time. So he's dealing with that, right? And he posted something on Facebook about it. He talked about it a little the other day because he saw like I was super quiet this morning. So he talked about it a little bit. He was like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, are you okay? And he was like, man, you just quiet, man. He said, my mind been going crazy. And I said, I got so much shit on my head, it's hard for me to pretend it's not. And I said, and what most people don't know, you know this about me. Yo, if I go quiet, I'm in purpose, like hard. You get what I'm saying? I don't got shit to say. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to no motherfucker. And if I come out, it might be rude, right? Like I'm there, right? I have to learn how to stop being rude in those times. Like that's my struggle. My struggle and Amy's struggle pretty similar, right? Like doing that whole thing. I want to do that all the time. You get what I'm saying? Yo, move the shit with the goddamn bullshit ass fuck. But, right? Like that's how I want to be, right? But I learned a long time ago that, like, again, it's funny that I brought up intent versus impact. I knew what my intent was, right? Again, this is why I say it's dangerous. I knew what my intent was. Depending on, I love having the people we have in our space for a couple different reasons, because Margie said it. And I never thought I'd hear that from Margie. Let me keep it real. I never thought I'd hear that shit from Margie. She said, you're so good at reading people. You know how to adjust yourself to who you're speaking to. She was like, that is amazing. And you don't see that often. And I'm like, well, you have the same skill, right? Like I see it in her too. I was like, not honed the same way as mine, but honed, right? Like you earned that. I see your curiosity about life, how you approach things. I remember you came in and she just started crying. And she like, I don't know why this space makes me cry. I said, I do. Connection makes you vulnerable. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to push that forward. So instead of focusing on everybody else, man, I'm focused on how we can do this. Like that's where my mind goes. So I know sometimes I be fucking laser, but I have a team that understands that. And I'm like, I'm grateful for that. Use that. Instead of, what the fuck I need to call Brett for? You know what I'm saying? The only reason I did that was because you asked. You was like, yo, he came up. Like, and when you said that, I said, okay, the universe trying to tell me something, because that's just what it is. So let me open the door, right? Instead of being stubborn about it. Because literally, you said it, boom, on the heart, right? And I was just like, not on the heart, like let them back in, but like, you have a part in this. Yeah. And I was like, okay, as a leader, I'll step up and do my part. What's done with that, I have no control over. Right. And again, I could say that about multiple people in this space in the last 3 weeks. We have seen this in a couple different ways. But if I don't focus on the task above, nobody gets what they need. That's what I mean. If I know we're supposed to go this way and I keep trying to pull people back, I'm wasting time there. You either with me or you not. You either get with it or get gone. I have to do it that way. So in the next decade, we have more than any of us need if I do this right. There's a lot of solitude there. There's a lot of lonely nights. There's a lot of frustration and emotions. There's gonna be a lot of me sacrificing somewhere to make this happen. And in my mind, I've been saying it to God for the last week. I'll be like, I said, just remind me it's worth it. Remind me it's worth it. Remind me it's worth it. Remind me, like just multiple times. I think too often you want it all. You feel me? Like you don't want to give up your comfortability, but you also want to grow. You want to be lean and mean, but you want to eat fat shit. You get what I'm saying? They don't work together. Literally, your body shows you that. And instead of listening to your body, you rather tell your body it's stupid for not giving it to you. You get what I'm saying? You're trying to convince your mind that if you convince your mind, it'll change the food coming in's process for digestion. That makes no sense. Universe. Right. If I eat sugar, it turns to sugar, which turns to fat, which is much easier. Yes, everything turns into glucose, but let's not pretend that glucose on certain levels is the same as others. Again, stop pretending. You get what I'm saying? Glycogen, or let's call it fuel, is different, right? Fuel is different. You could get dirty ass fuel. Sure, your tank might run for a little while, but it could also clog up. It could also destroy your car, right? Same thing. Same thing for the human body. So, not veering with a person, but trying to go on their path and pull them back. It's wasting your time. So again, we got to get efficient around here. Like that's why you see me today. I'm like, get off my floor. Like I'm not asking. I'm not gonna lie to you. You will not get me asking for much nowadays. Right? And it's not because I'm trying to be mean. I just know where we need to go. It was just like with Ivy and y'all got loud as a motherfucker. First thing I did, cut it out. Right? Stop over talking me. Right? Like now you walking on my purpose. Now I got a problem. You get what I'm saying? I don't care if motherfuckers talk. That's fine. But if you try to get louder than me, I don't care if it's on purpose or not. None of that matters to me. Shut the fuck up. Just respectfully. Right? Again, I'm trying to be nice by saying yo instead of telling you shut the fuck up. Right? That is me being nice. Right? And again, if you know me, you know that is me really being nice. I'm not putting on no tough guy act. You get what I'm saying? So when somebody say some shit like that, I just laugh. I be like, there's nothing tough. That's who I am. But what did I talk to Margie about?
This morning?
Mm-hmm. I said people see me as a monster. Mm-hmm. Right? I said people see me as a monster. They see nothing beyond it. She's like, well, I don't see you as a monster. I was like, I'm appreciative of that, but that's you.
Wounds, yeah.
Right. And then you said the thing about wounds, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think it's important to understand. I wish we would have started this more formally, but I think it's important to understand who you are and what that shit means, so you can move forward in a way that feels like authenticity to you. And if you ain't checking your authenticity against nothing, that shit ain't authentic. It's wild trash. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't care who you are. I don't give a fuck what you think you know. If you have no checks and balances, you are not doing the work.
Do you also think that's hiding?
I don't think it's hiding. I think it's shit. I get why you say it's hiding. I'm thinking of a word like boisterous. I think it's like boasting. I think it's like standing on top of a soapbox with a newspaper that you published in your home instead of the truth. Mm-hmm. I think you're standing up. You're being a like it's like an antichrist, right? You get what I'm saying? And people are gonna follow you. Mm-hmm. People are gonna hear your bullshit and they're gonna sign up because it sounds good. Man, that's so sweet to my ears, right? Like shit. We can stick in the world of fitness, right? I don't need to call nobody out particularly, but like let's say there were people out here with like keto. Eat what you want, do what you want, have it where you want, and people were dying. People were getting sick. People's bodies were telling them, hey, this ain't working. And they were still like, just take the supplement. It's fine. Peptides, collagen, all the shit that's not in your diet, just eat it. You'll be fine. But that's not true. The stuff they were putting in their bodies was literally hurting them. Just this morning I said that. She said, cookies are so good, right? I said, you know what cookies are also good for? Heart attacks. I said, high cholesterol. I said, you know what that shit tastes like? A bed early. It tastes like not being able to move. It tastes like blocked arteries. You get what I'm saying? I said, matter of fact, you know what I should have changed it to? Instead of what it tastes like, I should have changed what it feels like.
An intravenous drip.
Yeah, let's talk about what's really happening to you, bro. Like, for real. Stop pushing sickness. You get what I'm saying? Stop pushing sickness. That's what I'm saying. Like everything I'm saying is like, yo, you keep talking about being a light, but you pushing sickness. If you pushing appropriation, you pushing sickness. If you pushing you bidding better than everybody else and everybody should be able to shine their own way, you are pushing sickness. You are pushing sickness. Like, and please, For the sake of the rest of the world, stop, right? There's enough sickness in this world. Turn on your IG, turn your social medias off, and look at something to develop yourself. Read something to develop yourself, and see if you don't change a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Them toxic messages coming in, those funny fucking memes that don't mean shit. Turn your stuff off. Turn your stuff on. Turn it off and tune in. Tap in, right? Let's see if you really know who you are, because most motherfuckers who think they know have no idea, right? I watch a brother right now drowning, and he looking for truth, and he asking me all the time. You goddamn right, I'm gonna answer the call every fucking time, because I see him wanting it. You get what I'm saying? I talk about who it is off camera. I ain't talking about it on camera. But the whole thing is to when they ask, you gotta tell them the truth. If you really want to see them better, right? You ever have a family member eating themselves to death? Do you tell them it's okay to eat themselves to death? Some people do. Some people do, right? You ever seen somebody put themselves in danger? Everybody tells them it's okay and takes care of them, but don't tell them not to go back there? Right, you get what I'm saying? I like how y'all all look towards the front. It's hilarious. We all know who I'm talking about currently, right? And again, it's like that. There's no hate here. If you listen, if you pay attention, it might be a little rough around the edges, but maybe that's because you need to hear it that way. You get what I'm saying? The rest of the world telling you it's cool and it's not. We know somebody in here right now, they are coasting through life and they hate it. And no one's telling them it's not okay except for here. Right? This is the one space they get to hear like it's not cool. And even here, they still trying to push that message. So when you talked about what you talk about, again, don't matter on the individual, but in this certain one, you were talking about a certain individual. Sickness is like again, why blame a space? Why go after a person? Why do that? Again, why are you pushing sickness? Right? You're not pushing accountability. You're not pushing. If you really cared, why not come here and fix it? Do you get what I'm saying? If you really care, if you're a true lover of light, like you talk about, why not be the change? No? Then you don't give a fuck. You're pushing sickness. You're more important than the problem. You're pushing sickness. Right? Think about in your lives and your circles. How many people pushing truth? Hopefully a lot.
A few.
Hopefully a lot. And when they pushing truth, ain't it funny how it's all connected in another way, shape, or form?
Facts.
When it's actually true, you can feel, man, I just talked about that shit yesterday. Right. Because God gives message in season. And it's all over. Right? Over when winter comes and everything's fucking dying, he's telling us to build our mental toughness, our grit, our determination, our power to build. Like it's happened the last 2 years. You get what I'm saying? When you go against that, you hurt yourself. Now, I'm not telling you that you can't do it in another way, because again, mental toughness is mental toughness. I'm saying make sure that your mental toughness matches what you actually want, right? And if it doesn't, then it's not what you need. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference between what a lot of people are doing. Like, think about it. Why are so many people in here so strong? Why are they getting better? Why am I, quote unquote, healing people who could never be healed? Right? And I'm saying quote unquote because it ain't me. I'm not healing nobody. All I'm doing is putting in the work and showing people the path that they can't see by walking my own. I'm not grabbing nobody off the fucking path, yo. Like, and if you don't hear me, I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck if this is on YouTube or not. I don't care about none of that shit. All I care about is saving people, saving souls. That's all I give a fuck about. And if the rest don't match, fuck them. That's exactly how I feel. In that, I'm not nice. I'm thankful. I'm impactful. I'm compassionate. I'm wise. But I'm not nice. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't fucking mistake niceness for purpose. You know? So, sorry, it's just where my head goes with the whole thing, and I'm tired of seeing sickness be pushed. That's what I'm tired of. The thing I see the most, and like I laugh because I'm laughing thinking about Emily right now. Again, exposed to some truth, changed life changed, and then said, I want to go in again. I want more truth. You got to be kind of off your rocker a little bit, to be fair. You do, because again, you're going against the rhetoric of the world. The rhetoric of the world is comfort, right? You got to be a little, let's call it insane to the rest of the world to go further
To go
into
against
that.
it, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But you know who's insane? Name me some prominent figures who were considered insane before they made it work. I guarantee you can think of one.
All of them.
Ooh,
yeah.
Give me one.
Everyone who invented anything.
Give me one.
Einstein.
Hey, give me one.
I thought of Malcolm X.
Ah,
I'm gonna go with Jesus Christ right now.
okay,
I'm
okay.
still reading the Bible
Okay.
for the rest of 2025.
You know who I thought? You know who I thought of?
Goggins.
I thought of Tesla.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Now they driving his cars. Namesake forward for all this whole thing, but he looked nuts. You get what I'm saying? To the average person, they would have called him a madman, taking coils and wrapping it around and standing out in light. Like, who crazy motherfucker? But then he harnessed it. And all of a sudden, we got electricity. Oh, that's awkward, right?
Sad.
That's all. That is awkward. His awkwardness created the light that the rest of the world gets to use. I think that has been on my mind quite a bit. That has been on my mind quite a bit, is the insanity that you see, the purpose that you don't understand. I have to let you be, right? Like, I gotta let you be, and it hurts, and it sucks. And I have mourned a many a friendship moving into a path of purpose, but I've also gained a many a friend and ally and new family. Our house being on Christmas, being full, Thanksgiving being full, it was different, it felt different, and it has for a little bit. I'm glad that I stuck to it as long as I have, because now even Ashley's getting to see it. You know what I'm saying? I had doubt in my own home, bruh. Like, people don't understand, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna build something, I don't know what it's gonna do. And she believed when it was easy. And as soon as it got difficult, there was fight, there was struggle, there was strife, there was pain, there was forgetfulness. And just the other day, I watched her, like, pay attention and listen. Dope.
She cried on Christmas. We
Yeah.
hugged and she cried. I just never thought that there would be people this close to me, like that I would be this close to people who weren't
Family.
blood. Yeah.
Right?
It's a different type of family.
And if I think about it, that's been my whole life story.
Yeah.
It's never been like I've always, again, I don't hate my family or nothing, but I've always been kind of ousted. So chosen family has always been my family. To me, I'm like, yeah, this shit normal, I do this shit all the time, right? But to her, it wasn't. That's fair. So we got about 10 minutes left.
Well, I like this message you're spreading, and I think we should stick to it. Maybe make some shirts based off of it.
That's the new one.
Yeah, you're talking about mental toughness. You're talking about resilience, and thinking about, like, that's the miss. Is most people are seeking comfortability, right? But the world's hard. You know, like, the world is hard on you. That's why most people think seeking comfortability is the way.
Yeah.
But really, it's seeking that hard stuff that builds up your mental toughness and your resilience. And then on the other side of that, the world is still hard. You just have the armor.
My uncle used to say, it's a cold world and there ain't no blankets. That's what he used to say all the time. And I remember him saying that shit to me. It's a cold world, nephew, no blanket. And I'd be like, what the hell does that mean?
Get rid of the
As
blanket.
a kid, no, there is none. We're lied to. Ain't a blanket. Are you actually warm, bruh? Right? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like think about it. The pill you take for depression. Are you warm?
Now you got to take the spray though with the pills.
It's a nasal spray with
make
the
the
pill.
Also, it's
pill
gotten
work.
worse. It's gotten worse. So now we're blocking two senses to make them unaware that the two could save their lives. Got it. That's what I'm hearing. Block off the senses to try to heal. What?
You're not trying to heal.
Yeah, they are.
They're trying to
The
band-aid.
first people, when people start taking this stuff, when they go into these, again, and again, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but when they go into these places and they talk to these people, they're admitting that they have a problem that they need help with. They want help, but they've taken an easier route. Okay, I'm not saying they heal. I'm saying most people are going in there with the intent of being better. Okay, I don't think, there ain't too many people going there unless you're a repeat offender, going in there and saying like,
Court-ordered, yeah.
like, hey, I'd really like to not be able to feel my face tomorrow. You know, like by the things I put into it. You get what I'm saying? Like there's not a lot. Now there are some people doing that, but again, they've done this before. They know what they using the system to their own. They're trying to game the system basically, right? But I think most people, again, when they first go in there, like, yo, I cannot get rid of these thoughts. I feel sad all the time. I need help. I think that's what they're saying. And then someone goes, you know, there's an imbalance. The pill fixes it. You'll be fine.
But we don't know what it does. We don't know what it does.
We don't know.
It might fuck you up worse.
But there's a chance it could work. There's a chance it could make it way better or way worse.
Here's a book of the side effects.
I was gonna say it makes me think of infomercials, right?
Yeah.
You see them all happy,
Yes.
and then they're just like, side effects. Whoop.
Do not
Yeah.
take
There's
Ozempic.
a large list.
Yeah.
Do not take Ozempic if you have a chance of living. If you have a chance
If you're allergic to Ozempic, that's my favorite
if you're
part of them.
allergic
If
to
you're
it,
allergic,
yeah.
don't use it if you're allergic to
gonorrhea.
it. Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. And
Internal
it's
Death.
like,
internal bleeding, cancer,
like
memory
all
loss.
these things.
It's just like,
Right?
damn.
Internal bleeding
And then
without
someone's
knowledge.
like, sounds
Yeah.
good, sign me up. Because they're really
It probably
trying to
won't
be
happen,
better.
you know.
Yeah, no, they throw it out so fast. Yo, okay, if you
Symptoms
watch
of depression
old
get
school
worse.
TV,
Yeah.
when they threw it up, that shit was like,
Now it's like the whole commercial is something in the background.
yeah.
If taking Ozempic makes your depression worse, please say.
Please contact the primary care physician.
This is for depression, right?
Yo.
May cause depression.
Right. What's supposed to cure it may make it worse. Call your physician.
Yeah.
That's literally, you get what I'm saying? And we're not
Yeah.
saying anything that you literally can't turn on that and hear.
Yo,
Right?
constantly.
It's insane.
The fact that there's commercials for drugs is really strange.
Path, bruh.
I'd be like, yo, has
sure what
has
we're
like
doing.
journaling and meditation ever made depression worse? That's what I want to know. Where's the numbers on it?
No one's
Shit.
running them.
They don't care about that. It doesn't make any money.
Not
You can't
profitable.
make money
Yeah.
off
Journals are going to have to get way
we're
more
not gonna spend money on a
expensive.
survey.
Hey, guys.
Prescription journal.
Hear me out. We just got a $10,000 grant, and we're gonna spend it on journals.
Oh gosh.
How well do you think that's going?
Right? Meditation.
Well,
What do you need? Pillows?
There's gonna be a bunch of people around a board table laughing.
That's a real easy
He said
conversation.
journals.
What if we create another drug to take with this drug?
That's when you say, all right,
They do.
we'll give them
though.
the journal.
They do.
And we put
With
pills,
the drug.
we put pills in the journal. Every day you take a pill and then you can journal.
And write your affirmations.
How did it work? I feel insane.
It is, you know, it's like, what was it? I'm thinking of Viagra, right? I think I'm thinking of Viagra. Like Viagra was supposed to help the blood in general.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't supposed to help the blood
Yeah.
in this specific way. So
Yeah,
this was
and
a
then-
happy accident that we found and now we're using. But the funny part is, if you look at the numbers for it, it has caused more health problems than it has helped people do what they want to do on said pill, right? And that's interesting to me. It's a pushing of sickness. I've watched people have amazing things to give, and then they try to like put it into a position of, well, this doesn't hurt you, right? And it's like, but it could. Just like pursuing a better self by yourself, that's hard shit. That's really hard to do. Having a space you can go to, like, is it. I can think of 2 people recently who joined who were just like, yeah, I need help, right? Like, not, I'm looking for a good place to work out, but like, I need help. Scary to me, but also what I'm here for, right? So like on one side, it's scary to me because now that means that if I don't do my job well, that person could go down the wrong path. I'm responsible for you now. Do you think I got time to call another motherfucker about their lack of want to be here? Hell no. You get what I'm saying? I don't have the. I gotta save this person. This person need what I got, right? It's easy when I put my focus in the right place, right? The workouts I put together are life-saving. You get what I'm saying? It ain't hard to put together an amazing workout when I know that somebody else on the other side is being saved. It's hard when I'm thinking about me. This is why I said pushing sickness or pushing health. You get what I mean? I remember when I first put together workouts, I was self-centered as a motherfucker. I was mad somebody don't do the whole thing. I was like, this is stupid. You don't be doing what I want. I hate it so much, right? And it was because I knew what it could get, even though, and I'd watch them talking in the corner, right? I'd be like, motherfuckers, right? Like, I'd be so mad about it. Now, I'd be like, I'm still upset about it because now I understand what you're playing with, right? Maybe you don't take it seriously, but these 3 people do, and I need you to stop. You get what I'm saying? And again, I get it. My favorite person to talk about this about is Ivy, right? Ivy has blossomed in our space over the years, and her spirit it's liberating, right? Like talking to her, just watching her smile through the things, be in a different space, like she really cares. She's really trying to connect. Similar spirits, you and Ivy, for sure. And what's interesting to me is like she talks about how much she's been hurt, and then she'd be sending me an essay that I gotta read on the side, and she thinks like she's had people be upset with her for sharing who she is so much, right? Sound similar? Okay, all right. Yeah. So then she'll be like, I'm so sorry that I like wrote you a dissertation, and I'm like, nah, I read these. She was like, for real? I'm like, yeah, I read these. But in my mind, I didn't have to like acknowledge that. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. And I would say something that said I read it. See, this is what it means to start changing my approach. Oh, you don't know I read them? Well, I want you to know, so maybe I'll tell you I read them. Just like I did today, right? Yo, you be writing me whole paragraph, like you be writing, text was this long on the phone, right? I'm like, God damn, right? Like, but at the same time, I love getting them. Some days are hard for me, just like they're hard for everybody else, and I don't think people realize that. You understand what I'm saying? Most people think like, man, he just be making it. Like, oh, he just that tough. Hell no, I'm not that tough. Ironically, I'm human just like everybody else. But I find that on the journey of change, if you have gratitude, not platitudes, gratitude, it allows for you to start seeing yourself in a way that has nothing to do with the lesson the world wanted you to absorb, right? Like, I'm having a crappy day. Nothing's going right. I feel like I'm disconnected from my folk, right? Like the whole nine. Like I said, my last 2 weeks have been crazy. My last week especially, blamed for, told to take care of this, told I basically can't do shit right. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm the problem, and I'm the cause, and I'm the solution. Funny how that worked, huh? And in those moments, everybody wants you to take it on. Everybody wants you to carry it. You got to carry it forward. It's not my job to carry it forward. This hurt, this pain, it's not my job. It's my job to move forward in the way I am. If I dispel it on the way, that's good. But it's not my job to dispel it. You get what I'm saying? It's my job to move forward, and if that happens, then good. The miss, right? I notice that if I have tunnel vision, I can't see the people I'm supposed to see. I can't see the things that are good in my life the way I'm supposed to. Ashley sat me down the other day and said it. She said, and I'm gonna close it after this. I want to close it after this. She said to me, she said, "Are you present?" Right? And I was just like, how dare you say that I'm not present, you motherfucker. And then she brought up her examples of what she thinks is me not being present. And I still was like, how dare you? But also, I could see why you might not think I'm paying attention. So, sat down, talk about it, have a real conversation about what it means to the person to be present. I said, okay, I hear you. That's it? That's it. Old me would have been fussing and fighting. I've learned that if you can listen to what people say, if you can see people as connected to the source, if everybody is God and God is in everybody, then when a person tells you something, that might be God speaking to you. Your level of quiet heart, sound mind, serene spirit allows you to take that and hear who it's from. This is why I don't spend all my time with people. I hear you. I get it. Everybody want my motherfucking time. But if I don't stay connected to God, just like Jesus, if I don't stay connected to God, if I don't spend time with my Father, then I can't recognize his voice through all the noise. That is scary as fuck. You get what I'm saying? When I stop hearing God's voice doing what I'm doing, I don't know if I can finish. You get what I'm saying? Like me personally. So I really do try to pay attention. So hopefully anybody who's watching, who's wondering how you don't give up on yourself or how you stay the path that you know is difficult, you hear that the time spent by yourself is the best time for your connection with God. It is the best time for him to get your attention. He ain't gonna get your attention when you're in a room full of people if you ain't talking to him on the side. You ever try building a relationship just in front of other people? How's that work out? How deep is that relationship?
Acquaintance.
All right. If that, hopefully. Again, you got to spend intimate time and invest in the things that you want, right? So hopefully people see that and they hear that and they spend time with themselves, maybe with a little bit of guidance so they can get what they need, right? I really did take up all the time. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate everybody who watches these. We really do. It is all about sharing truth with the people who come involved. So if you want to check us out, if you'd like to join our community, check us out at www.gettingitdaily.com, or you can check us out on social media on Facebook or Instagram. You can find us under the name Getting It Daily. Until next time, I'm Coach Lyndon.
I'm Em.
Amy.
And I'm Coach Debbie.
We're signing off. Peace. Shit.
Slam.